How to unfollow without them knowing. Coming up. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Motivation Inspired. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to be unpacking all kinds of things today on social media on every level and every platform, and hopefully this will help you out. But before I unpack anything or give you value information, the crazy thing is you haven't yet subscribed, so go ahead and do that now. Subscribe, click, and also share, like the video. Go ahead and like the video, and go ahead and put your comments down below. I love to hear from you and your feedback in today's show. Now, I got to tell you, social media is probably the best thing ever happened, but we've got way out of control in a lot of things that basically puts us in a position that we are now uncomfortable with the things that we're looking at, and what our eyes are just deceiving us, and we are feeding into lies. And but there's going to be some practical ways. There's going to be some practical ways that you can handle, and you can learn how to reserve your when it comes to anything looking at social media. You got to know what's good for you and what's not good for you. And I, as a believer in Christ, I'm going to share something with you. As a matter of fact, let's kick this off with a verse. I think this is going to help every one of you here. That's going to help, especially when you comment. You put your comments down and you want to voice your opinion, but let's refrain that, okay? As a believer, as what I believe, okay? Let's look at Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. Very simple. You probably know this, but it is helpful. Let no corrupting talk out of your mouth, but only the good things for building up, okay? And as it fits the occasion, then, share what's good, of course. It may give you grace to those who will hear. So, in other words, if you're on social media, if you see something there, if you want to comment, that's perfectly fine. If you want to stay silent, stay silent. Don't put your opinions there. Don't share things that are inappropriate, and it's really not okay. It's your opinion. I get it. But if you want to put your information out there, go right ahead and do that. But what I'm telling you is that it's not worth having to put your opinion and your thoughts on what's there. So you become devalued as an individual, because everybody's going to attack you for the comments you made. And for those of you who are comment and you're attacking another person commenting, shame on you. Social media has gotten very, very, very crazy. Okay, as a believer, when do you say it's not good, it's not enough, or whatever the case may be? And I got a couple of questions here, and what does the Bible say? As a Christ follower, okay, if you are in the space of whatever social media platform, the first thing I believe you should look at, promote the gospel. Promote the gospel. Somebody out there needs to hear the gospel instead of the garbage that is out there. Okay, there's so much garbage. It's ridiculous. It is so crazy. How and what we consume as believers. I'm assuming that you're a believer, because that's why you're here. And if you're not, let me ask you to go ahead and give your life to the Lord. That's my heart's desire to share this with you as a motivational speaker. It's what your life can be a whole lot better when you have a relationship with God. Okay. Also share some insights. If you want to share some insights that are good, and you're more than welcome to go ahead and do that. And just be careful on how you put yourself out there. And you know what? If you're gonna decide whether you post or not, post meaningful things. Post something that will be what you believe that God has put in your walk, and you want to share that, and that's perfectly fine. And I don't see nothing. Be also be mindful on people you're dealing with. You know, be your audience, the people who are following you, and go from there. So, how do you unfollow people? Well, that's a good question. Let's talk about there's certain families you just can't follow, and you don't need to block family members. That's a no no, and blocking in general is a no no. Don't block anybody. Just be if you're gonna be on if you're gonna be on a platform and social media, okay, fine. If you're just gonna be scrolling, then scroll things that are of God, okay, and that's something. If your algorithm, if you like something, let's say it's a Christian artist, let's say something that it's good, it's healthy, it's educational. That's fine. You can do just that, because the minute you start liking things that are like fighting, or somebody stole the car, or whatever the case may be, then that algorithm it's going to be it's going to feed into what you always like, and your news feed or your feed in general is going to feed you garbage. It happens, okay? So watch what you do, watch what how you like these, and you don't have to like that, because as soon as you like it, that's what's going to happen. That's what you're going to see all the time. Now, I choose to follow certain things, like for instance, food bloggers. There's so many food bloggers, and I love food bloggers. I love the way they bring certain things to the table, and they have a good time eating those things, and it's good, especially if there's areas that you want to visit, whatever state or country, or what they're eating, and you're following them, and that's probably the hot spot to go eat. Yeah, I'm down for that. I am always down for that. I'm always good for something new, because sometimes in your local area, it's not something that you want to eat all the time. So you want to see, that's just me. I follow those things. I only I only post things that are of God, whether it be music videos, or something that's educational, motivated, related, of course. So I'm telling you, there's I talked to a friend, by the way. I talked to a friend, and the friend that I talked to, I asked him about their social media behavior. Okay, uh, their social media behavior is very simple. They told me that they follow certain people, like I do. Like, you don't even know these people, you follow them. Sometimes they post the same thing over and over and over again. Then it gets kind of boring. For example, let's say, because I follow these people from Switzerland. I believe it's the most gorgeous scenery ever. Just to look at the God's nature, and green, and just waterfalls. It's just beautiful. Okay, and but this person seems to. I don't know if it's the same spot he's posting, or he or she, or whatever, but it tends to get boring. Okay, so you can unfollow those people that are bored. It's boring. To me, it's boring. It's like, okay, you're gonna show this again. I saw this again. I remember seeing this again. It gets boring, so you can unfollow. Okay, and I forgot to mention about the family. You can unfollow if you don't agree with the things that they do or post. I don't need to know when they go on vacation. I don't need to know what kind of food they eating. I don't really care for that. I really don't really want to see that, or whatever the case may be, whatever your reasons as to why you want to unfriend your family. And if they ask you in public, what's the deal? How come you're not friends with me on these social media platforms? You know what I would tell them? I would tell them, you know, I I'm hardly ever on there, and that's the truth. I'm hardly ever on there because you're not telling them something else. You're hardly on there, meaning you're hardly on, posting things that you don't really care to post. You don't need to tell the world about you know your anniversary, or you want to celebrate. Okay, great. I mean, some of you like to do that. Some of you like to post birthdays. That's great. Some of you like to post special moments, and all of that is great. But you don't have to post it. You don't have to tell the world that someone had a birthday or someone had a wedding, which is nice. I like weddings, okay, but I'm just giving you examples of unfollowing families. Now, friends. Now, okay, friends is another thing. Okay, so let's say after 10 years or 5 years, actually, it won't you go that long, but maybe 5 or 10 years in the making, and you see your friend doing the same thing over and over again. Sometimes it's good to unfriend your friend and not be friends no more. Yeah, because some of those things, as a believer, I know that I had friends in my past that are no longer in my Facebook. I don't need to see what they do, what kind of activities that they did or do or whatever they're doing. So is it wrong for you to unfriend them? No, it's not. Because if you're staying focused and you're staying clear, and let's see, I was looking at a verse here. Give me a second here. All right, it says here, Colossians chapter 4, verse 6. Let your speech always be gracious, with seasoned with salt, okay, and that you may know how to answer each person. James chapter 1, verse 19 talks about, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. Okay, so some of the things on social media could be crazy, so you need to chill out. Okay, you need to relax. You need to express your opinions. Unfriend. This is the perfect time to do that, because why? It takes you away from your relationship with God. Okay, so stay away from those things that they're not in your favor. So the question is, why am I unfriending people? There are a variety of reasons why I do it. First of all, political views. I don't want to hear about your political attributes and who you believe and who you don't believe. I'm going to unfriend you, okay? And I'm going to take time to weed out the people that I just personally don't want to deal with. Maybe those people haven't been active in social media. That could happen, and that very well could happen. And so yeah, when that happens, then they're not active, and then you don't need to be friends anymore with them. Okay, so that's how I do it. The other thing is that if they repeatedly do the things over and over again, then that's when you unfollow. And you're doing it in a way that's going to stay healthy for married women and men. I'm talking about men and women. Okay, that's that's marriage. Okay, men and women who are married. Men, if you're following women, unfriend that. That destroys your relationship with your wife. Women who are married to their man and they're following all kinds of men on, get rid of that. Get rid of all the things that pertain to the people you used to follow. So help yourself by removing these people, and stay focused and only post things that you feel that you want to share and express and make a movement of what God is doing in your life. Okay, so those are the things I post here. Hopefully that helps you out. I'm glad you were able to check this out. Go ahead and share this video with somebody. Thanks for joining Motivation Inspired. I'm so glad that you were able to get through this video, go ahead, tell somebody about what's happening in their social media land. Hopefully they'll start making the changes, and look forward to better things and posting things and all that good stuff. We'll see you in the next video.